Hello, great leaders. Our kickoff activities were all about your belief, and I really enjoyed our one-on-one calls and getting to know more about each of you. We certainly have a great mix of experience and personality. You are such a dynamic group of women for sure, and I cannot be happier with this group. But now let's talk about our belief and how you can succeed in your Avon business. If you are great at selling Avon products and the Avon opportunity, the sky is the limit. Avon's approach to selling is all about making connections, sharing, and having conversations. Sounds easy, right? Well, we are going to learn more about how we can create meaningful, sincere connections and sell the Avon opportunity. In this module, Module 2, we're going to discuss selling the Avon opportunity. So keep in mind that you can apply these same skills to sell products, and so can your team. So make sure you share with your teams everything that you're learning. So here's the agenda for this module. We'll cover the first S in BOSS, which is conversational selling. Grow your business. Grow stands for G, get to know the person and her needs. Recommend the right Avon solution. Offer a relatable story to demonstrate your belief. And the W stands for work to establish next steps. As I mentioned before, we're talking about the first S in BOSS, so naturally that is selling. You might be thinking that selling the Avon opportunity is also about O, or outreach. However, we will certainly align with the O in BOSS when we discuss planning later in the program. In the planning module, you'll plan who you'll want to reach out to and how you'll expand your network. This module, however, is solely focused on selling conversations and how to conduct them. So are you ready? Let's get started. So reflect on your sales approach and your experiences as a customer. And I'm sure that some of you might admit that you can be too timid at times or passive, or I'm sure you've had an experience with a salesperson who is too timid or passive with you. And I'm sure, that makes you feel uncomfortable. But, as a customer, how does that make you feel if a salesperson's too timid or passive? I know for me, it makes me feel like maybe she's inexperienced or she's not interested in me as a customer. So think about that. But also, how about being overly aggressive? And I'm sure that sometimes we might be that way. Maybe, we're in a rush, or we're maybe doing an event and we're just, being overly aggressive. And then think about too, when you've been involved with a salesperson that's overly aggressive, how does that make you feel? So you have to, think about, putting the shoe on the other foot. If you were the customer and being treated by a salesperson who is overly aggressive, how does that make you feel? I know for me, sometimes it feels like maybe they are, I'm trying to think of the word, like maybe they're desperate and they are being overly aggressive because they need you, they need the sale. So we need to find the right balance. So our goal in this module is to help you believe in yourself and have the confidence to build relationships and grow your business through easy conversations. And if we accomplish our goal, your prospects will want to be part of your team and your customers will be drawn to your confidence. So as you meet people and talk to people that remember every conversation is an opportunity to grow your business. It might be an opportunity to sell Avon products or sell the Avon opportunity. The letters in GROW represent the 4 easy steps you should follow in every sales conversation. Get to know the person and her needs. Recommend the right Avon solution. Offer relatable stories to demonstrate your belief. And work to establish next steps. Breaking down the conversation into small bite-sized chunks allows us to consider the importance of each step. So let's just explore it in more depth. So G is all about getting to know the person and her needs. It's about starting the conversation, be it with someone you've known for a while or a chance encounter with a complete stranger. And once you get talking, you'll have a you might have to, and most of the time you have to, dig deeper to uncover her needs and wants. It's really important to uncover what she wants and needs so that you can help her see how the Avon solution can help her later on. So think about when you might have had a chance encounter. I mean, there are opportunities that cross our paths every day to start conversations with people that we don't know, and they're called chance encounters. So think about that. Places that you might have experienced a chance encounter might be like maybe at a friend's party, maybe a happy hour, maybe you're shopping at a department store or at the grocery store checkout. Businesses with waiting areas, like maybe your dentist or doctor's office, in your community, there's always that opportunity to have a conversation at a chance encounter. And think about it now. As uncomfortable as this may feel, consider these two facts. You'll probably never see the person again in your life. And number two, believe in yourself and in your mission. You are there to bring an opportunity to someone who might need it. So now let's talk about how you can connect with people during a chance encounter. I'm technically challenged tonight, so guys. So let's see how this works with this example. Here we have Sally, the Avon leader, on the left and Sarah on the right. Sally met Sarah at a spin class and asked her to have coffee. So I'm going to go ahead and just click through this and read both parts, all right? Hi, Sarah. Happy Friday. I am so glad we could connect for coffee. Me too. That spin class is awesome. We have so much fun. It is a great stress release. I am with you. I feel great after every class. Did I hear you say that you have 3 kids, one of which is in college? I have only one little guy, and I feel like I can hardly keep my head above water. Yes, that's right. I also have a crazy dog, and my 2 boys are on a traveling soccer team. I spend my weekends schlepping them all over the place. I don't envy you there. What else causes your stress? Oh gosh, I work from home as a book editor. I spend my days on the computer with very little interaction. I need to connect with a human over the age of 14. I get it. If you could create the life you dream about, what would that life look like? I would have less stress. I would have lots of friends to hang out with, and I would have plenty of money to help pay for my daughter's college and travel. I love experiencing new places. So what do you think? How did that sound? So it flowed really great, right? So she asked open-ended questions that had her, answering where Sally could, dig even deeper. So let's hear how that goes. So Sarah, why do you feel being connected and having friends are important for you now? Since my divorce, I have felt so isolated. We had to move to a new area, and I have not felt up to finding new friends. I totally understand. I am divorced, and I felt the same way when I went through it. You mentioned you would love to have more money to help pay for college and travel more. What would it mean to you if you had more money for these things? Well, first I would feel relieved that my daughter will not graduate from college with a ton of debt. I don't want her to have that level of stress at such a young age. Also, by having more money to travel, I could fulfill my lifelong dream of visiting Europe. So how can this information help Sally sell the Avon opportunity? What do you think? And how do you think Sarah feels during this conversation? Don't you think she feels like Sally's interested in her and cares about her? She asked really great open-ended questions to dig deeper. So the R is recommend the right Avon solution. We all know when selling the opportunity, the Avon opportunity is the right solution. If you're selling products, it's important to determine what solution is right for the customer based on her needs. We're going to talk to you about the 3 C's when recommending the right Avon solution. Every time you recommend the right solution, follow these 3 C's and you can't go wrong. Number 1, clarify her needs and wants. Number 2, communicate the right Avon solution. Like we said, the Avon opportunity is the right solution when recruiting. And number 3, connect the dots. Share how the solution meets her needs and wants. And you can see that you can't do these steps unless you get to know her needs and wants. The G in grow. And make sure you spend time to get to know her before you try to recommend the Avon opportunity. Don't be overly aggressive because that might turn her off. So get to know her first. So let's talk about the first C, clarify her needs and wants. You might be wondering why you need to do this. Didn't we just reveal these in the conversation or the last time you talked with her? Believe it or not, this step is very important. If you do clarify her needs and wants before you recommend the solution, you will make sure you really understand her needs and wants, not assume anything, possibly identify additional needs and wants, make sure her needs and wants have not changed since your last conversation. And when you do these, she will feel heard. She's going to feel like you really care about her, that you spent the time to know more about her. So once you confirm her needs and wants, you can share the solution and how it will help her. So here we have an example of some verbiage that you can use as a structure for your recommendation. Now this is just a structure, and obviously your words will be more casual. So let's listen to an example so you understand. It sounds like you would love to connect with some new people and make some extra money to help pay for your daughter's college and travel. Is that right? Yes, I would love to do that. You should join my team as an Avon representative. You can make new friends and be part of a great group of women. The ladies on my team are fabulous. Everyone supports each other and has a lot of fun. You would love them. As an Avon representative for Avon, you can also earn extra money for your daughter's college and for cool trips. You can help her avoid stress when she graduates, and you can take that dream trip to Europe. Who doesn't want to have fun with friends and make money at the same time? So that was an easy conversation, right? So once you recommend the Avon solution, it's important to offer relatable stories that demonstrate your belief in it. This is O in grow, and it's really important to relate to the person as you build a trusted relationship. By sharing a story or two, you can help her see how the solution has impacted you and others. Stories really illustrate how the solution can make a difference for her. And I know from our one-on-one conversations recently, you all have great stories to share. So when selling the Avon opportunity, the most important story you can share is yours, just like I said. So remember, in our kickoff module, you created your belief using the 4 chambers of the heart. These are the elements of your story. Use them to share how the Avon opportunity has impacted you and your life in a positive way. And then when talking to a prospect, make sure you relate to her when you tell your story. You want her to say, wow, you're a lot like me, and joining Avon has made a great impact on your life. I really should try it. And then remember, if you know someone else whose story relates even more to the prospect, share it too. So if somebody on your team has a more relatable story, or maybe it's not even somebody on your team, it could be anybody else with Avon that you know that has a more relatable story, use their story. It's all right. It never hurts to relay more than one story about how the Avon opportunity has changed someone's life. Okay, so here's an example of offering a relatable story. I totally understand how you feel when you say you need to connect with new friends. When my son went to kindergarten, I was totally lost. My whole life had revolved around him and his needs, and I had very few friends. That's when I found Avon. Avon gives me a reason to connect with new people, and it gives me something new to talk about beyond my son and his needs. I love it. I have made so many new friends. You know, you remind me a lot of Suzanne. Suzanne is my sister-in-law. She pulled me aside a few years ago and was interested in learning more about Avon. Every year, Suzanne takes a trip with her girlfriends. My brother always complains because they really can't afford it. Suzanne refuses to give up her girl time, so she was looking for something to help her pay for the trips herself. She found that Avon gave her the opportunity to not only pay for the trips, but to also have more girl time with new friends. I really believe Avon might be the right opportunity for you. So again, there was a story, not only her own, but a story about her sister-in-law. So she related her own story and then shared a story about her sister-in-law that she felt would be more relatable to her need to have more friends. So once you talk through G, R, and O, you should work to establish next steps, the letter W in grow. And it's important to always ask your prospect to join your team and then establish next steps based on how she responds. If you truly get to know her needs, recommend the right Avon solution and offer relatable stories to demonstrate your belief, and you can confidently then ask her to join your team. Make sure you always ask. It's a very important step. And there are many ways you can ask a prospect to join your team. So take a look at the examples on the slide. It's important that you find the words that are most comfortable for you. So, just make it easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can say something like, why don't you get started today? Honestly, I would love to have you join my team. How can we make it happen? What additional information do you need to get started? What additional information, if any, can I provide to help you determine if the Avon opportunity is right for you? So easy, right? So nothing difficult, just ask the question and do it, in your own words. Knowing that you'll always ask prospects to join your team at the end of your grow conversations, you need to be prepared for every outcome. What will you do if she says yes? You have to be prepared. What will you do if she says she's not sure, maybe? And how will you handle, what are you going to do if she presents some obstacles to joining your team? You always have to have a plan. So if you hear yes, have a plan to get her started. Remember, first impressions make a real difference. She will be more likely to stick with you if she feels like you're organized. If you have an onboarding plan and clear steps for her to get started. But what if she's not sure? And maybe she says, I don't know. Maybe. What are you going to do? Think about the next steps you might recommend to further demonstrate your belief in the opportunity. You want her to see that the benefits are, clear, and some of the examples, of things you might do is just connect her with maybe a member of your team that's very similar to her, or ask her to attend one of your team meetings or an event, or to meet some of your team members. So you have to be prepared with that. And what should you do if you hear obstacles or objections from the prospect? What are you going to do there? Of course, you want to ask questions to dig deeper and understand, what are her obstacles? What is it that she needs more information on? So ask open-ended questions to learn more, dig deeper to understand, what's driving her opposition. So you need to understand more. And then what if you hear no? You might take the opportunity to get a referral. A no sometimes maybe means not now. It may not mean never, but don't leave without a referral. Discuss other opportunities. Of course, you want her to buy Avon products from you, or maybe she's with an organization that could use your help with a fundraiser. So if you hear no, stay connected. Connect with her on social media. Don't leave a prospect without being connected with her. Okay, so no matter what the outcome is, it's important that you establish a tangible next step. So based on the person's level of interest, recommend a next step that feels appropriate. So for example, if they are second guessing, you could say something like, it feels like you're still mulling over this. Why don't you sleep on it? Think about any potential concerns or questions, and we can connect maybe in a couple days. So set a time expectation by doing that and telling her that you're going to call her back in 2 days. It won't come as a surprise when you do call her back, right? And then be accommodating. You need to increase the likelihood of a response by being respectful of their preferred communication style. You know, did she ask you to call her? Does she want you to email her? Does she want you to text her? So be accommodating, right? And then capture her contact information. You don't want to leave her without finding out how you can reach her phone number, her email address, or find her on Facebook right then and friend her on Facebook. You know, sometimes they don't go by their current name. Maybe they're using their maiden name or a different name, so you want to make sure you can connect with them. So don't leave without capturing her contact information. And then highlight a roadmap of next steps. So this will show her that this isn't your first rodeo and that you are able to offer her valuable experiences based on her level of interest. It's like dipping your toe in the water, if you will. So selling the Avon opportunity is not always a one-time event. And studies have shown it typically takes up to 8 contacts before a sale is made. So a follow-up phone call, text, or email will keep your business healthy and growing. So let's hear an example of W working to identify next steps. It feels like you're still mulling over this. Why don't you sleep on it? Think about any potential concerns or questions, and we can connect again in 2 days. How do you prefer to be contacted? I prefer text or phone. Fantastic. Let me add you now. When we connect later this week, we can determine if you think it would be worthwhile to grab coffee with Kelsey. She's fantastic and reminds me of you. We could also have you attend our team meeting if you'd like that. Great. Talk to you soon. So similar to when we get SMART goals, it's important to be specific when you establish next steps. The prospect will appreciate the clarity and your efforts to help her. And don't forget, the fortune's in the follow-up. We don't want any follow-up fails, and follow-up fails, of course, are not following up at all, connecting through Twitter when they request it, text, email, or Facebook, not offering up anything of value, not adjusting your plan of attack, and an infinity of follow-up. Cut your losses. So if you keep calling and texting or emailing or sending her messages on Facebook and she's not responding, just say, okay, she's not interested, and move on to the next person. So don't be wasting your time. Grow your business like a boss. So being a beauty boss means recognizing success when it happens. So after practicing grow conversations with multiple people, sit back and reflect on your progress. So here are some telltale signs that you are rocking it. It will feel natural, less salesy, and more sincere. Your prospect will be visibly at ease. They will be leaning in, nodding their head in agreement. You will get 15 or more minutes of information being shared with you, and they will be eager to set up next steps and will appreciate your follow-up call. So don't forget, it's okay to fake it till you make it. I sent to each of you, and I'm going to send it again in case you've misplaced it, but the application guide for this module, I'll need it back, please, 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 by the end of the weekend. Thank you, thank you. But now that we've covered all of the seminar, it's just time to get busy with this. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I will be back from vacation Saturday evening and be available anytime, probably after 5 and all day on Sunday. So reach out to me if you should need my help. And for our collaboration call on Thursday, the hot topic question will be, and I need for you to be prepared to answer this question for our upcoming call, but the question is, who is the most interesting person you know and why? Okay, that is it. So grow your business. 4 simple steps, GROW. Memorize each step, prepare for each step, and practice each step. Grow will help you grow your Avon business. Get to know the person and her needs, recommend the right Avon solution, offer relatable stories that demonstrate your belief, and work to establish next steps. Thank you so much, great leaders. I'm looking forward to talking to you one-on-one this coming week. Y'all have a great weekend, and we will talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.